Legends and folklore about mysterious creatures are embedded into our culture. As we've aged and as we've gotten older, we've probably recognized that most of these are merely whimsical fables. But what if they're not so mythical after all, and actually based in truth? What if these strange creatures have been living amongst us the entire time? Hi, I'm Mr. Mysterious, and here are 5 mythical creatures that could actually exist. Sasquatch Bigfoot. When you think of Bigfoot, I'm betting the image that instantly comes to mind is the grainy footage of a man in a gorilla costume strolling through the woods. But there have been reportings of large ape-like creatures across the Pacific Northwest of the United States, and oddly enough, in thousands of places across the globe. It seems like every day, a new sighting of the mysterious beast is reported. With so many sightings, it's becoming harder and harder to simply pass off as a hoax. Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is believed to be a large, hairy ape-like creature that resides in the deep woods. It is often referred to as the missing link, a long, forgotten part of our evolutionary history when we broke apart from our ape ancestor. Bigfoot is a staple of American mythology, and the big hairy creature has also appeared in Native American folklore. In a report published by Pennsylvania State University doctoral candidate Josh Stevens in 2013, there were over 3,313 reports over 92 years of Sasquatch sightings in the United States alone. Sightings of the ape put it between 7 and 9 feet tall, with hair all over its body. In 2014, in Jackson County, Missouri, a woman stopped her car when a large creature stomped across the road. There had also been a number of other sightings in the area, as well as rock throwings. In September 2007, a local law enforcement officer answered an alarm call on a ranch. While driving to the call, he had to slam on the brakes as a 7-foot-tall monster with thick brown hair stood in his path before sulking off into the overgrowth. The officer stated, "I couldn't believe what I was seeing." There are hundreds of stories similar to these reported every year. Could you be the next one to see this mysterious ape? Next time you go down in the woods, you better not go alone. Fairies. Tales of fairies originated in Europe, and these mischievous creatures have spread throughout the world. Although these elusive winged creatures tend to shy away from humans, sightings have been reported. Fairies have been reported a number of times over the recent years, in the United Kingdom especially. In 2009, Phyllis Bacon took a photo of a fairy in her garden in South London. This shocking piece of evidence showed a silver-winged figure hovering over her lawn. It had distinguished legs, arms, and a head that seemed to glow. Perhaps the most revealing proof of the existence of fairies occurred in 2014. University lecturer John Hyatt from Lancashire took a series of photos over 2 years which featured small winged people. He has insisted his photos have not been altered in any way and that they prove that fairies truly do exist. A year later, another photograph was captured of the flying creatures. A mother of 2 photographed her family's day out to a nearby forest in Northampton, England. When she got home and looked at her photos, she noticed something quite peculiar. A mysterious flying creature was hovering near a hanging bluebell. At first, she passed it off as a fly, but her children were quick to identify it as a fairy. Skeptics are quick to blame these sightings as insects or technical glitches, but that just takes the magic out of it. Remember, Every time someone says they don't believe in fairies, there is a fairy somewhere that falls down dead. Shadow people. Have you ever seen a dark, shadowy creature lurking in the corner of your room, only to switch on your light and discover it was just a trick of your imagination? But what if it wasn't? What if these shadow people were truly watching you? Sufferers of schizophrenia and hallucinations often report seeing these mysterious shadowy entities. These dark figures are also tied to sleep paralysis. This is when your mind is conscious, but your body lacks the ability to move. People often see a dark figure watching them from the corner of their eyes, and have even been known to crawl on top of them. The victim is helpless to resist. There have been hundreds of reportings of these strange shadowy figures standing at the end of beds, doorways, and in windows. Shadow people are always described as very tall, blacker than night, and three-dimensional. While some are harmless and take no notice of you, there are sinister ones around. Shadow people's stalkings are fairly common, and people would often feel a menacing presence when they are around. While some people only realize that the shadow is nothing more than a trick of light, others are not so lucky. People have claimed to experience genuine encounters and even see them in the daytime. Shadow people do not appear to obey the laws of physics, which has led many to speculate that they are not from our dimension. If they can cross dimensions and time, then it would explain how they're able to invade our dreams. There have been many sightings of particular shadow persons wearing a hat. This is something much more menacing, with glowing red eyes, and people are instantly frozen in fear when confronted with it. Some unfortunate people have seen this figure creep up throughout their life, always watching, always waiting. A young boy once woke up from his sleep to see a tall black figure standing in his doorway. At first, he thought it was his father and called out to him. When it didn't answer, he assumed it was his sister playing a trick on him, but it did not respond to any of his questions. Terrified, he threw his covers over his head, and when he peeked back, the mysterious person had disappeared. Shadow people are often seen by many on their deathbed, apparently waiting for them to die. A cancer patient reported seeing a shadow person hovering around his hospital bed. He begged his wife to take him away. The shadow only followed him. Could these mysterious beings be death, guiding you to the afterlife? Next time you see a dark shadow in your bedroom, don't assume it's just your coat. The Kraken. The Kraken frightened Norse sailors for hundreds of years. Terrifying tales of a huge underwater beast with tentacles and teeth was commonly told on ships. The sea monster would lurk beneath the dark waters and stalk unsuspecting sailors. They feared it would wrap its long arms around their ship and drag them down to the dark depths. Ships would vanish out of nowhere, and remains of wrecks would frequently wash up on shore. These were often thought to be the destruction caused by the Kraken. While storms, pirates, and mutineers were the most likely reason for the disappearance of vessels, there may have been something more sinister at play. These stories would only gain in momentum when a Danish naturalist named Japetus Steens discovered a large squid beak about 3 inches in size. He concluded that the Kraken was in fact real. Since his initial discovery, parts of a large squid-like creature kept washing up on shore. Over time, it was discovered that these parts belonged to a giant squid. Giant squids can reach 15 meters in length, with some estimating they could reach 18 meters. These huge marine animals live at great depths in the ocean, with eyes the size of dinner plates, and 2 very long tentacles to snatch their victims. The giant squid is an elusive creature that resides in the deep. These shy cephalopods are so large and strange-looking, it's easy for people to mistake them for something more maleficent. Superstitious sailors' wild imaginations could easily transform a squid into a violent beast. In 2016, a large, mysterious creature was spotted in Google Earth. This sea monster was located near Antarctica and has driven many to speculate as to what it is. While many have merely passed it off as a whale, others are not so quick to easily identify it. Scott Waring of the UFO Sightings Daily said, "This looks like the Kraken. It could be 60+ meters long with tentacles. That sounds like a Kraken to me." The ocean is only 5% explored. Who knows what sinister creatures could be lurking beneath our waters? Ghosts. Have you ever experienced the sensation that you're being watched? Do you hear bumps in the night only to discover that you are alone? You may have experienced a paranormal encounter. Out of all the mythical creatures, this may be the most likely one to be real. Some people are comforted by the idea that the dead walk amongst us, while others are less than enthusiastic about this theory. Stories of ghosts have been told since the beginning of time, from cultures all around the world. In 2009, a Pew Research Center survey found that 29% of Americans say they have felt in touch with someone who has already died. Thousands of photos and videos have caught ghosts on tape, yet people are quick to dismiss the evidence. In fact, there are said to be over 2,000 amateur ghost hunting groups in the United States of America. A wide range of technology is constantly being advanced to prove the existence of spirits. Scientific equipment, such as electromagnetic field detectors, EMFs, ion detectors, infrared cameras, and sensitive microphones, all of which has yielded impressive results. Everything from eerie voices, flying orbs, and ghostly apparitions have been recorded, yet the wider public continue to reject the existence of spirits. It isn't just superstitious people that have seen ghosts. A large number of police reports have been filed about experiencing something paranormal. In the 90s, a police officer was patrolling a town and checking up on several abandoned houses. He noticed that a door to one of the houses was open, so he went in to investigate. The house was in a state of ruin and had not been used in years. He heard a thump upstairs, followed by what sounded like children laughing. He demanded they come downstairs, and when he didn't receive a response, he called dispatch. He then walked upstairs, but could see no kids. A loud bang in the next room made him jump, and he followed the noise. On the bed was a children's book with a picture of a policeman on it. If you want more proof of the existence of ghosts, then check out our video, 5 Nightmarish Videos of Ghosts Caught on Camera, and 5 Most Mysterious Ghost Photos Ever Taken. Do you think these mythical creatures live amongst us, or are they just a figment of our imagination? What other mythical creatures do you think could actually exist? Let us know in the comments. If you find it mysterious, then like this video and click the bell icon. Also, be sure to subscribe because you don't want to miss what's coming next. As always, thank you for watching.